Hello everybody and welcome to All About Africa. My name is Moitinia and I am your host. Now, Pope Francis paid a visit to the continent of Africa a couple of weeks ago. And it made me think of this question. What role does religion play in Africa's development? I know this one sounds like a big one. And I'm not here to step on anybody's toes, but we got to talk about this subject matter. Because when I'm looking at the growth of Africa, sometimes I wonder, do we even know how to use religion to help us? Is it a good thing that religion was introduced to Africa? Is it a bad thing that it was introduced to Africa? I mean, these are questions that I think about all the time when it comes to Africa's development and Africa's growth. So I'll tap into bits of that and I'll open it up to a dynamic discussion as always. But stay tuned. We'll be right back. Now, Pope Francis paid a visit to two countries in Africa, the Democratic Republic of the Congo and the Republic of South Sudan, being the youngest nation in the world. When Pope Francis arrived in the DRC, which is Democratic Republic of the Congo, keep that in mind, okay, because I'm going to be saying that and I'm not going to be giving a long one. And he said, and I quote, "The Democratic Republic of the Congo and Africa deserve to be respected and listened to. They deserve to find space and receive attention. Stop choking Africa. It is not a mine to be stripped or a tyrant to be plundered. May Africa be the protagonist of its own destiny." That part gets me every time I read it because that is a profound truth and a prophecy. Now, Pope Francis is 86 years old. Throughout his trip, he was in a wheelchair due to knee issues. The journey or the trip that he took is known as the journey of synodality, which basically means churches coming together, bringing churches together to discuss issues concerning the church. Now, Africa has the fastest growing churches. South Sudan, as well as the Democratic Republic of the Congo, they both have the highest Catholic worshippers in all of Africa. And also, I read an article that says in 2050, Africa will become home to 1.3 billion Christians. So the Pope presence is necessary when you talk about the future of churches in Africa. So that makes a lot of sense. Now, when the Pope arrived, people from different parts of the country, whether it's been DRC, whether it's been South Sudan, came and listened to this man. It was this powerful man. It is as if they were hoping that his presence will bring peace to their nations, right? In the DRC, there were both Muslim and Christians who attended the mass. Quite incredible. That was history-making moments right there. Simply because it made me realize that we are all aware that we may have different faith, different belief systems. But when it comes to the common human value, the kindness, the goodness, the peace, which is found in several religions, right? That's what makes us the same. And that's what the Pope's presence symbolizes, based on what I read. People came to listen to this man. I mean, there were people who walked for 9 days. They trekked for 9 whole days just to come and see the Pope speak. Quite remarkable, right? That journey is known as Walk for Peace. Just a brief history here. South Sudan, as I shared with you, is the youngest nation in the world. It was one of the first countries in Africa to gain independence from the Britain, right? But the country has only known 11 years of peace, and that was what led to the split in 2011 in hopes that there will be no more fights. Everybody can go back home to their respective towns and villages, but the chaos is still there. Now, the Democratic Republic of the Congo, I have been talking about this country for quite a while, for about 2 episodes now, right? Because it breaks my heart what happens there. Now, the Pope's tweet, remember when he said, "It is not a mine to be stripped." He's addressing the fact that DRC is being taken advantage of. The DRC is being stripped from its mine, its goodness, its natural resources. And he's telling people to back off, to stay away so that so the DRC can find a way to get hold of itself and help itself get out of the madness that the country is in. Now, I want to zoom in on that particular tweet I shared with you, right? When the Pope said, "May Africa be the protagonist of its own destiny." He is simply saying, may Africa realize that she is powerful. May Africa realize her own potential. May Africa realize she's a powerhouse. May Africa know. May Africa become aware that without Africa, a lot of countries wouldn't be able to function, to be honest with you. But the Pope also understands that Africa has to be in charge of that. Africa needs to bring attention to herself as to what it needs to be done to become a powerhouse. Africa's problem is Africa's problem to be solved. If the world is going to help Africa, Africa solved Africa's problem. It would have done that decades ago. That's not the world's responsibility. That is Africa's responsibility. The people coming from different parts of the countries, whether it's been South Sudan and the DRC, the hopes is that the Pope's presence, right, will bring peace and unity and joy and happiness. And I'm going to stop here for a second. I do want to say though, if you love what you're hearing, and please subscribe to my channel, and so you can stay updated to whenever I drop a video, right? But back to the story. Now, the hopes that the Pope's presence will bring peace and unity and love, that may be true to a certain degree. When the Pope arrived when the Pope visited the United States in 2015, right, he came to speak about climate change in the US. And there were people whose hearts were changed because of the Pope's presence and his speech. But then after the Pope left, I saw an article that actually said this. They returned back to their belief, not believing in climate change. So the Pope's presence is a very nice gesture, but it's not long lasting. People are going to go back, the country is going to return back, or probably never even change. It was just a festivity to bring people together. But after the Pope left, I haven't found anything that says Sudan is thinking of this or something positive. I have not seen an article or any statement online that shows that. But I want to open this up to a dynamic discussion though. I am curious to know what you think. Africa's development and religion. I honestly don't know if religion is designed, or if religion is used or has been used, or if we even know how to use it to help us as a society. It is something that is foreign to Africa. I think we're just starting to get used to it because, again, it was brought to us by people. It wasn't something that was natural to us, right? That is debatable, I have been told. I'm going to leave it here because religion is a very sensitive matter. I don't want anyone to think that I'm disrespecting their religion. It is not about that. It is about our growth as a society. It is about our growth as a nation. It is about using these resources, using these faith belief systems that we have to help us become better as a continent. So open your mouth, open your ears, share with me what you think about what I just shared with you. For people who were in South Sudan when the Pope spoke, if you were there, share with me your thoughts. If you were in the DRC when he spoke, share with me your thoughts. Has religion helped us in our development? Will it help us? Is it designed to help us? Do we know how to use it to help us? Is it too foreign for us at this point? It's all something that I would like us to address on this episode. So yes, share with me your thoughts. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.